Hey, what's going on, guys? I want to chat about something that several of you have commented to me about, messaged me on Instagram, and it's the following. It's, Austin, I'm waiting for my new Camaro. I'm getting impatient. What options do I have? So today we're going to cover that. I'm going to share kind of my brief perspective on what I would do, what I actually did, and how it might help you possibly get a car faster. But it's gonna require a few moves on your part and everything lining up. So guys, thanks for jumping in. Let's dive in to the specifics around how possibly you might be able to back out of your order and get something else. Alright guys, so the truth. A lot of you are probably impatient waiting for your orders. I love all the comments here on the channel where all of you guys are trying to help people out and really kind of share with everybody like, hey, I just got mine, or hey, mine's coming, or hey, I got this update. I love that we have that community where you guys can do that. I was able to help out one of my followers on Instagram get a car a little bit faster, and I want to share with you guys how I did that. So, you know, for me with this car, I didn't order it from the factory. I found one that was in transit, and it was spec'd how I wanted, and I put a deposit down, and I waited. And I waited, and I waited. I asked every week for updates, no updates. So what I've kind of learned throughout the process, and it's not 100%, is that every dealership is different. And what I mean by that is every dealership has different allocations than others. Some aren't really a big Camaro shop, some are. And what I found is depending on the dealer you work with, depending on, you know, the relationship they have at the headquarters, really depends on how fast some of them get their cars. It's not always the case, but what I found is if you're ordering from a dealership that typically doesn't get Camaros in, they're usually not going to be first on the list to get them. Something else, the more customized your car is, meaning the more specs that you've spec'd out, it also delays things a little bit. And so what I learned throughout the process is, you know, it really just depends on who you're ordering it from. You know, everybody, you know, I don't think a lot of the dealerships are trying to necessarily like deceitfully like lie to you guys, but a lot of them really don't have any updates. Like I remember mine, it was just sitting on a lot, and that's all it was doing. And you know, they told me that, hey, it's just sitting, we don't have any updates. And some of the other dealerships I called, like, they knew exactly which rail yard it was in and where it was going. And there might be some of those out there that try and accelerate that to make a deal happen. So if you are waiting for your Camaro and it's been months and months and months, I think the average waiting time right now, probably for a new order, I don't know, just my guess would be anywhere from 3 to 6 months is probably realistic. Maybe some of you out there have gotten it faster. Maybe some of you have still been waiting. So what you can do, and what I helped a follower on Instagram do, is, guys, a lot of these dealerships, all they require when you put in your orders, you guys know, is a deposit. Sometimes that's $500, sometimes it's $1,000, sometimes it's $1,500. Really depends on the dealership. Make sure when you guys are placing your orders that deposit is refundable. Every dealership I've worked with will refund your deposit, but make sure you have that assurity. So what I would do if I were you guys, and let's say you're 4, 5, 6 months and you're getting tired of this, what I would do is I would go on Chevy's website and I would click on View Inventory. And this was the tool that really helped me out a lot. I put in all the specs, all the features, everything that I wanted. And then, you know, I would basically look for 100% match of what I wanted, and it would show the cars that were in transit to a lot of the dealerships. Now, some of those cars are already spoken for. They're already an order from another customer. They're already a deposit, an order the dealership has put in. And so those aren't available. What I did is, you know, I narrowed down the ones that I wanted in terms of color, in terms of specs. I called those dealerships. And, you know, the first things that I asked them is, hey, where is this car at in the cycle? You can see on that site if the cars have a VIN number or not. That is helpful. And what I would do if I were you guys is call those dealerships, ask them, hey, when do you guys anticipate this car coming in? When, you know, do you have somebody that has a deposit on? Is this car spoken for? What are your dealer fees? Like, if this car comes in, are you guys charging me sticker price, or what is the price of the car out the door? Have them calculate that, because some dealerships in Atlanta and Texas, I've seen them charge upwards of $3,000 to $4,000 just in dealer added accessories, and that's not markup. So some of these dealerships will mark up. For the most part, it was okay. Like, a lot of them, you know, didn't. Now, so that's what I would do. I would start searching. If you find one that you like, that they feel they have a good handle on, that they can provide you information that's getting in faster, put a deposit down on it. Get your deposit back from the other dealership. Before you get your deposit back from the other dealership, ask them before you place the deposit on the new car if you can get that deposit back. What you guys don't know is I had a ZL1 on the way, and I had the paperwork sent to me. It was in North Carolina. It was going to cost me like $2,000 to ship the car, but it was going to be a ZL1. It was going to be in the satin steel gray. It was basically spec'd like this car. The reason I didn't get it is I was relying on my offer from Vroom, and it dropped $3,500 overnight. And honestly, the more I thought about it, to be able to modify my car and spend money and not be kind of car broke, so to say, the 2SS1LE made a difference. And this car got in a little bit faster. The car in North Carolina that I was going to buy, it was actually at a rail yard, I think in Atlanta or somewhere around there. And the dealer was going to go get it and drive it back. And I was like, I don't want you guys to drive the car. So that deal fell through. My original order that I had placed worked out. So, and even that dealership in North Carolina, they didn't even require me to put a deposit down. So if I were you guys, don't be afraid to back out of your car, especially if you're not getting any information from Chevy. Now, be patient, guys. It's going to take some time. These cars are worth it. I can guarantee you that you will love these, that you'll enjoy them, and it is worth the wait. However, at some point, it doesn't make sense. Now, if you're one of the few out there that are thinking, hey, you know, I can't wait, I just want to buy a used one, my recommendation is don't. My recommendation is hold out for what you want, get a new one. And the reason I mention that is a lot of times what I found out through my search is used ones now cost more than new ones from the factory. I never thought I would be saying those words, but that is the truth. So new ones are cheaper than used ones. And if you guys want to roll that route, and if you've already done it, I get it. That's okay. That's your choice. However, I think, you know, if this market does correct and you've bought a used one at sticker of a new one, or maybe even above that, it might catch up to you someday, or maybe it won't. I don't have a future, kind of a crystal ball to be able to predict that for you guys. One other thing, as you guys are kind of looking on Chevy's website that I found is helpful. You want to obviously, like I mentioned, see if there's a VIN number, but there's also another number that they put on there, and I can't remember what it is. I can go look on my phone when I'm not recording this, but there's another number. If you see both of those numbers, the VIN number and the other number, that's usually a good sign that the car is built, maybe just waiting for a chip. That's usually a good sign that it's done a little bit faster. So that is something you can kind of look at. So look at the VIN, look at the other number. Sorry, I don't know that number or what that is off the top of my head, but if you have those two numbers, chances are you're in better luck. If there's no VIN, no nothing, that's not a good sign. And one other thing with these cars, you know, with these dealerships, you might not get good information from them because they don't have great information. And what I can tell you is I removed the deposit off of this car twice, kept it, because all of a sudden, like, I got no updates. Austin's just sitting. Austin, it's going to be here tomorrow. And that might happen for you guys too. It might just be they don't have information on it, and all of a sudden it's like here. So it's kind of a wild west out there. Just try and use your best judgment, try and go off the best information you can. That's all you can do. All right, guys, so those are my thoughts. I obviously don't have a crystal ball where I can look into the future and see what could happen. Obviously, make sure you cover your bases with your order right now, but don't be afraid to go out there, because you might be able to get a car a little bit quicker. So that's my advice to you guys, or you can just wait and get the car exactly as you want it. Regardless, these cars are awesome. You're gonna love them, and I hope it all works out for you guys, because I know the stress, I know the pain, I know the sleepless nights. So I know it sounds crazy, but we're car people. We love our cars. It's why we buy these cars. Do we need them? No, we don't need them, but we want them. So anyways, guys, have a great day. We'll catch you on the next one.